We're watching this big story unfolding when it comes to Iran. International inspectors have now detected enriched uranium that Iran has reached 84% purity. Now, this would put Iran extremely close to the 90% level required to produce a nuclear weapon. Iran had admitted to the International Atomic Energy Agency that it had centrifuges set to enrich uranium at 60% purity, but investigators did detect, again, suspicious enrichment levels, and the latest number is much higher. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says he's aware of reports and is working on the agency with this to get some answers. Let's dig in a little bit deeper. Joining us now with Inside Analysis, Newsmax foreign policy analyst, author of the new book, Iran, an Imperialist Republic and U.S. Policy, Dr. Walid Phares, and joining him, Chief of Staff for National Security Council, Fred Fleitz. He's also the Vice Chair for the Center of American Security at the America First Policy Institute. Gentlemen, good to see you.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, so we hear this number, 84% purity. It seems pretty close that they are close to getting this. And I want to start with you first, Dr. Walid Phares, because why it seems like they're suddenly rushing to do this. What has happened now that we're getting this report?
Well, your observation is absolutely right. They are rushing to go from 60% to 80%. That's very fast, very high, very close to the 90% that is the red line that they should not cross. But basically, there were two events, Bianca, that on the one hand pushed Iran to slow down during the negotiations, which was the Ukraine war. The Iran leadership thought that they have all the time because America is busy with Europe, so on and so forth. But something else, Bianca, happened, which is during the fall and as of October, a revolution is taking place in Iran, and that scares them. So most likely the Iran leadership wants to get to the level of getting a weapon one way or another before a major Western support goes to the revolution, and that would be to their detriment.
Interesting. Yes, there were all those uprisings after the Masha Amini. So, Fred, when we look at the global landscape now, there's a lot happening. We know Biden went to Kyiv in this surprise visit. We had Blinken in Munich over the weekend saying he's looking at China possibly sending lethal weapons. And now we have Iran. Is the Biden administration, can they handle this? I mean, they've been pushing for the JCPOA deal, as we just heard Dr. Walid Phares talk about.
Incredibly, even though the negotiations on a new nuclear deal, the JCPOA, which was the Obama nuclear deal, the Biden administration wants to revive it with an even worse deal. Even despite the protests in Iran and Iran giving weapons to Russia to attack in Ukraine, the administration is still trying to get that deal revived. And with this new discovery of higher uranium enriched to higher levels, they're not on the brink of getting a nuclear weapon in less than a year. But what this means is Iran has reconfigured its centrifuge setup to produce weapons-grade uranium. It's not difficult to do technically, but it is an incredibly provocative step that says that they're going to start enriching this level. They're going to keep at it until they have enough nuclear fuel for multiple nuclear weapons.
And what does it say about its opinion of this administration?
Well, I think that the Iranians have always believed this administration is a pushover. It was extremely unreasonable in the negotiations that the administration began in the spring of 2021. Every time they were near a deal, Iran would make more unreasonable demands. And they were more unreasonable than even the Biden administration would agree to. And then the Biden administration would back down. The Europeans wouldn't agree. I'm hoping that with what Iran is doing, working with the Russians and this new development on enriched uranium, the Biden administration will just give up their effort to give Iran a much more dangerous deal than Obama gave them.
Yeah, you would think, Walid. What are your takeaways on reacting to what Fred just said? Does this, make obviously this JCPOA deal dead for the Biden administration?
Fred is right. It may take them 1 year to get there, but what's 1 year? It's very short. I mean, last year we said maybe this year they will get it. But I have another concern. The Iranian regime wants this nuclear weapon one way or another. So they're playing with the short-term, long-term game that they have been doing with this administration and before that with the Obama administration. My concern, and I can close with this, is that there may be another route that would allow to put Iran nuclear weapons on Iranian soil. Look what's happening between Iran and Russia. between Iran and China. Iran is sending weapons to Russia. There may be one time in the future, the very near future, where Russia and China or China would decide to deploy tactical nukes inside Iran. That would change the game completely. It
sure would. Dr. Walid Phares, Fred Flights, thank you for that expert analysis. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good to have you both here.